We're here with Hugo Webster today, who is, aside from being a member of Glebe Rowing Club, a sports psychologist who works in golfing, in surfing, and for the New South Wales Institute of Sport. Thanks, Hugo. Can I firstly ask you about pre-race nerves, what they are and what's going on physiologically and psychologically when we get them?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really common for athletes to get nervous before a race. Not everyone does, and it can show up for people differently, but we can often separate the symptoms into cognitive, physical and physiological. So often people cognitively, we might be thinking about doubt, we might be worrying about our competitors, how this is going to go, am I going to make it to the 2K mark? It might be physical as well, so noticing that shaking of the hands or tensing up, and that leads us into some of those physiological symptoms as well, maybe feeling a bit of nausea, that increased heart rate. That's how our body starts to say, hey, I'm a bit anxious, what's going on here, what might happen?
Okay, and how can nerves affect performance?
One of the main ways I see nerves affecting performance is affecting focus. So it depends on how we interpret our nerves. So if we think, okay, I'm feeling a lot of doubt here, I'm feeling really tense, I just feel like this race isn't going to go well, and it can become a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. We might take our focus away from trying to reduce that anxiety, so trying to feel more relaxed, trying to drop that heart rate, rather than focusing on what we're there to do, which is, a quick start, maybe lengthening out, maybe there's a few technical cues that you want to be focusing on throughout the race, and those can go out the window if we spend too much time trying to focus on trying to drop the anxiety. Rather, we've chosen to be here in quite a, high pressure and intense environment that is rowing. And so if we can start to build a bit of acceptance around that, then I find that we're better able to focus on what we're there to do and execute it a bit better and have a better performance.
Okay. Is there any level of pre-race nerves that is any way helpful in performance?
I think it comes back to interpretation as well. So what's helpful is identifying, hey, I'm anxious here, and the reason for that is that this is important to me. I really want to do well. I want to do well for myself, my friends, my family, my club, whatever the case may be, and that's why these nerves are here. And so identifying that and being really clear on, hey, it's actually okay for me to feel this way, we can actually start to embrace that energy and try and transfer it into our race, or just let it be and focus on the way that we want to race. So sure, there's some level, obviously we don't want to be having a panic attack on the start line. If we're having that, then we want to reduce how that's going, and at the same time, if you're not feeling nervous at all before a race, that's also fine. We just want to come back to, okay, what's my focus for the race, what's my intent, what are my goals, and why is this important to me, how am I going to race like the athlete that I want to be.
Okay, now in the lead up to a race, in the 24 hours, 48 hours, the drive to Penrith, or for me, pretty much from the moment I put my entry in, people can start feeling nerves from that point. What can they do about those kind of, I guess you call them longer term pre-race nerves?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the first things we can do is just be well prepared. That's anxiety is often questioning, okay, are we ready for this? So doing as much as you can within your control to get ready for the race will be a good way to say to the nerves when they come up, hey, thanks for trying to get me thinking about the race and thinking about all the different possibilities that could occur, but I've done as much as I can in terms of preparation. What I'm going to do now is often what a lot of athletes do is have some sort of routines. When I put my entry in, I go and listen to some music, or maybe have a playlist for that hour or so drive to Penrith. Maybe it might be a bit of journaling, it might be talking to a coach, but not trying to push these feelings away, noticing that they're here and letting them dissipate in their own time.
Okay, and then what about in the immediate lead up to the race, perhaps when you're paddling to the start, or you're even sitting at the start? What do you do about those nerves?
Yeah, so those nerves especially are taking us away from the present and into the future. We're thinking about the start, we're thinking about the middle of the race, we're thinking about how hard that third quarter of the race is going to feel, where are we going to place, are we going to make the final, all these sorts of things. Our mind can really start getting, turned into quite a chatterbox. Some of the things I like to do is, get present, and I like to do that through movement, sensing or breathing. So not trying to breathe so that we're trying to get rid of the anxiety, but just coming back to your breath. Often, we do it, it's something we do all day, every day, really without thinking. So just being really conscious of that. Just using your senses. So, at the moment I can hear the birds chirping, I can see the sun, see the trees, feel the water bottle in my hand. That helps bring me back to the here and now. And then also maybe some movement. Maybe you're feeling the oars in your hands, maybe you do a bit of stretching. Just bring yourself back to the present gives you a better opportunity to go, okay, what do I want to focus on? Yeah, anxiety's here, or nerves are here, or fear is here, but what are the things that I do want to focus on?
All right, that's excellent. Thanks, Hugo.
No worries, thanks Chris.